We in here, man. Episode 100 of the Victory Talk podcast. We started a little late today, man. Let's just start the show. We doing it. Let's go. Come on, man. This is a very special episode. This is episode number 100. And we got a lot to cover today, man. We got a lot we're going to get into. We started a little bit late today. That's my fault. I'm going to take responsibility for this one. It's like this, man. Every day I wake up. 4:30, 5:30, or 6:30, depending on when I went to sleep, depending on what happened. Right? Someone says the audio's fucked up. Hold up.
For me,
no, man. You good? Oh shit, man. What's up with the audio? Y'all don't hear me? Hold on, man. We gotta fix the audio before we proceed.
Said mic is off, but mic is on.
Yo. Y'all, so tell me what y'all hear.
Mic is off.
The mic is off. Yo.
Let me check.
Hold up, man. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix it. Hold up, y'all. Hold up.
I know why this has switched. But why is it not showing?
You got it on default Mac.
No, it's a different thing. I'm just gonna.
Yo, just hold up, man.
I'm gonna fix it out.
Why you put me on camera while you figure it out? I can't even say no. Why you? Yo. All right, is we back? Is y'all hearing the audio now? Let me know in the comments, man. Shit got crazy. For a minute. Let me know if we back. Can you hear me now? What's up? What they saying, man? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? It's good now? All right, cool. Listen. All right, we got a lot to cover this episode. Listen, that's a metaphor for life, you know. Life's gonna throw a lot of curveballs at you. You just got to keep moving, man. You got to pick yourself up and keep going. That's what we do here, man. That's how you become victorious. As we do on Victory Talk, man. The only podcast where we help you build your money, muscle, and your mindset. All right. All right. Yo, check it out. You don't want to get. I learned a lesson when I was younger. I grew up in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago. You ever watch any of them old Chief Keef videos, like watch the King Von documentary? Like it's my hood. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not far, walking distance. Yeah, and and it was in the 90s when I was in high school. Now I got sent away to military school, but I would come back to the crib and you know, there would be like other girls that I like, little high school girls that I like, because I was in high school at the time, right? And I found out there was a problem with that, because there was a guy in Chicago who was getting all the girls, at least all the girls in my demographic, all the other high school girls. His name was R. Kelly. Now we're talking about peak R. Kelly. I'm talking about I Believe I Can Fly R. Kelly. This motherfucker doing songs with Celine Dion, winning Grammys and shit, right? he would be at the fucking high schools. And when the school let out, R. Kelly would be at the high schools in a motherfucking Escalade with the spinning rims, talking to bitches. R. Kelly was taking all the girls. It was probably some high school kids who snitched on him, got him in trouble. It was probably some high school kids. And then I was like, God damn it, we can't get no girls because of R. Kelly. Imagine having to compete with a Grammy. It would be like you trying to compete with Chris Brown now, right? And it was no way. There's nothing you can do. This motherfucker was winning Grammys. He had the biggest song of all time. One of the biggest songs of all time. I Believe I Can Fly. R. Kelly was gonna get your bitch. Not if you was an adult, if you was a teenager like me. And then I was like, fuck, man. I gotta figure something out, man. I had to leave the fucking state. And I went to college in DC. And when I was in college, I was a rapper. I used to be signed to Sony Records, but how I got my deal is because I got dropped from the label. It's a long story. But how I got my deal, I would do like all the rap battles all around DC, New York, Philly. Any there was a rap battle or a fucking open mic, me and the homies would pull up. And then there was this one, we did this one show. And it was like close to campus. And LL Cool J, I opened up for LL Cool J. So I get off stage, bam, bam, I'm killing it. I opened up for a lot of artists at the time. I was pretty good. Like T.I., Fabulous, everybody who was fucking big at the time, early 2000, Ludacris, right? And I opened up for LL, right? This one was different when LL came through. Now, LL at the time, he had a song called Love You Better. Let me show you, man. Hold up. Let me show you what I was competing with. Right, mind you, I'm 18 years old. All right. Hold on. Just check this out for a second. If we go to let me find images, right? This was you can show now. This was the video. This is how this motherfucker was looking in the video. So when I get off stage, there's this chick I like. I forget her name. Started with an A. That's how you know she was toxic. And I can't remember this bitch's name for the life of me. But I really like this chick. And I got off stage. I'm talking to her. She's like, yeah. When LL came to stage, she literally pushed me out the way and ran to the stage. All the girls ran to the stage. This motherfucker almost caused a riot at school. So first is R. Kelly. Now it's LL Cool J. Now a lot of people would have turned into a motherfucking hater when this happened, man. He's a motherfucking hater, man. These niggas is stealing all your girls. But I looked at it, I was like, this nigga was almost 40 at the time. And he was getting fucking teenage girls that I liked. I was like, oh shit, I need to fucking work out. I need to get serious about where I was working out at the time. But it wasn't serious. But that day it became serious. And I went and bought LL Cool J's book, his workout book after that shit. I was not fucking around. Because I wanted it to be like, yo, I wanted to be 40 years old and still being able to, get it popping out here, Like he set the precedence. He showed me what can happen. I say all that to say, when you see somebody outpacing you or living a life you want or fucking flexing on you, stunning on you, what I don't want you to do is to become a hater. Don't become a hating ass motherfucker, because a lot of guys, it was like, man, fuck this dude, man, fuck LL Cool J, you heard? You heard? You know what I'm saying? But not me. I was like, So you're telling me if I get in this kind of shape, bitches will start pushing motherfuckers out the way from me. All right. And I understood that assignment. I knew what was up. So, and I started working out like super, like started taking it way more seriously that, and it's been an effective strategy, right? So what I'm saying is don't become a hater. When you see somebody flexing on you, when you see somebody, actually living the life you want or accomplishing things you want, right? What you don't want to do is become a hater. Don't become one of these motherfucking bitch ass motherfuckers talking shit, trying to shit on them, being cynical. Don't try to push them down. Right? You need to look at it like, okay, if this motherfucker can do it, I can do it. Right? Because that's what it's about here at Victory Talk. We want to show y'all that what you can do, what you can accomplish. You get what I'm saying? That you can actually make shit happen. Right? Nothing is beyond the scope of your aspirations, unless you like a real dummy. Some of you are real dummies. Not all of you, but the average American's IQ is like 100. And if you're way to the left of that bell curve, it's probably no hope for you, right? You know what I'm saying? It's cool though, but that's very few of you. All right. If you're watching this, you're probably pretty smart, right? So you can actually you can do this shit, man. There's nothing outside of your control. I mean, there's nothing outside there's nothing you can't accomplish within reason, right? You can't fly or levitate or shit. If you're a fucking midget, you're not going to be in the NBA, right? But within reason, right? Most things are attainable. You get what I'm saying? Like you can actually achieve greatness, but the thing is, most people have no idea what it takes to become fucking great at something. Like to become great, the level of greatness. The motherfuckers want it to be easy, and if it's not easy, they become a hater. Like, don't let that be you. You gotta really put in enough effort that would make it impossible for you not to accomplish your goals. Right? You got to put in the kind of effort that looks like motherfucking mania. Like people should think you're fucking crazy when they look at the amount of, if they ever see the amount of effort you're putting in. Don't tell anybody, right? But if they see it, if they ever see it, they should be like, fuck, right? The guys who do my YouTube shorts and my TikTok and shit, they spent the day with me once. They did like the whole day and they left like, fuck. I mean, I knew you worked hard, but it's different to see it each day. I'm like, hey man, I'm not out here playing games. I'm not trying to accomplish my goals. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a fucking try baby, right? I'm not trying to do shit. I'm gonna do shit or die trying. You feel me? And you got to put in that kind of effort where it just looks, it's like unreasonable. Like so much effort that it would be impossible for you to fail. If you do that, I promise you, there's nothing you can't accomplish. Even if it looks fucking, if it doesn't look like you can do it, with effort is the great equalizer, right? Even if you don't have, the advantages, right? Some people may have advantages you don't have, right? Oh, it's easy for him. It's easy for him. Yeah, maybe it is easy for him. That ain't got shit to do with you, homie. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got shit to do with you. Like, your goals are still your responsibility, right? What another motherfucker has or doesn't have, or what advantages he have or doesn't have, has nothing to do with your goals. What he gets doesn't affect you in any way. It's easy for him. Maybe it is easy for him. Maybe you have to work harder than him. Then work harder than him. You know what I'm saying? You should be working that capacity no matter what, right? We got to do this every time. Is this live? I ain't never lied to y'all once. Never. It is exactly 7:36. I covered it up because my son. 7:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a motherfucking Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I got to do this every time. I ain't never lied to you motherfuckers in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start now. If I was gonna lie to you, it wouldn't be about fucking this. You know what I'm saying? It'd be, hey, buy my NFT. It's gonna go up. That's like all the other influencers who was scamming y'all 2-3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Not about this. I digress. It's got to be about the effort, right? It's got to be about putting in an effort and like working at capacity, like as much as you can each day, like doing all that can be done each day. Like if you motherfuckers be trying to make life like way more complicated than it needs to be. Like fucking dudes that tell you, man, if you just don't fucking watch porn, if you don't jag off, you'll be a fucking superhuman. That's the same shit as these hoes who fucking collect rocks and burn sage and shit around the crib and read fucking horoscopes. Want to know where the moon is this month and shit. It's all nonsense. The only thing that will change your life is an unreasonable amount of effort, doing all that can be done each day. You can masturbate as much as you want. You don't never have to collect a rock, make your bed, none of that shit. All you got to do is put in so much effort that it would be impossible for you to fail. You do that every day, there is no way you will lose. I promise you that. There's some fucking dipshit in the comments who's disagreeing with me. I understand the average American's IQ is only 100. The people will make themselves, the people to the left of that bell curve will make themselves known when they type, whoa, not everybody can work hard. No, shut the fuck up, dumbass. You don't know shit about success. That's why you stupid. You know about failure. You know all about failure. But success, man, is just an unreasonable amount of effort. It won't happen on accident. It won't happen because you collected some stars. I mean, because you fucking watched the stars, burn some sage, because you didn't jag off. No fap. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? All that matters is you putting in enough effort that will make failure impossible. You do that every day. Do all that can be done each day. What about the law of attraction? What about the secret? Nigga, I don't care what you're thinking about. Put in enough effort that it will make failure possible. You can't lose in life. Like you can lose a game, you can lose a competition, but the totality of your life, you will not lose. You don't have to collect rocks. Have fucking gravel pit next to your bed. Fucking crystals and shit. You don't have to read tarot cards. Or the guy version, man, I do no fat monk mode. Who gives a fuck, man? Just put in a reasonable amount of effort each day. You will win. It's way simpler. It's way simpler than these motherfucking hippies and nerds that try to make it. Go all out, all day, every day, and you won't fail. You can't fail. In the long run, you can fail individually. Like you can lose a game. You can, a business, sometimes a business will fail, but in the long run, totality of your life, you will win. Jordan did not make every shot. He didn't make it. He didn't win every game. He played 15 seasons and only won 6 of them. He's still the greatest basketball player ever, one of the greatest athletes ever, right? Because your life will be average. You can't look at individual things. It's going to be average. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, you'll win. I promise you, you'll win. Right. So when I was a fucking kid, you know, and R. Kelly, when I was a fucking high school kid and R. Kelly was stealing all my bitches, instead of hating on him, brother, instead of baller blocking, hating on a player, I just thought, hey, man, I need to fucking come up. You know what I'm saying? Then when LL Cool J, you know what I'm saying? You know, got my crush to literally push me aside to run to the stage. Instead of hating on the motherfucker, I said, listen, all right, I'm gonna use this as inspiration and I'm gonna come up. That's what you need to do. You see somebody coming, don't fucking hate. Just think, okay, how did they do it? How can I replicate them the results? I fucking bought LL Cool J's book. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? his workout book. You know what I'm saying? I told him that story once. I met him once. Yeah, it was this. I was back when I was modeling. There was this BET shit called "Rip the Runway," where some dumb shit where they had fucking models and he was the host or some shit. And I told him that story, and he was like, "Oh, hey man, cool." Or some shit, you know. That's probably a video or some shit. Hey, listen, guys, welcome to the Victory Talk. Listen, we about to get into it, man. Listen, this is our 100th episode. I just wanted to give you all that jewel, man, because that's something I've just been thinking about a lot lately. All right. Again, we have 2 sponsors for this episode. You know, 2 sponsors. One is the newsletter, Big Money Methods. Y'all need to subscribe for that, man, because every week, twice a week, you're getting articles written by me and the homies, right? About methods that will help you get big money, right? It's in the title. And it's free. You should subscribe right now. All right, subscribe right now. We're going to be doing some giveaways. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? 6 things to avoid if you want to get filthy rich. I wrote that. You know what I'm saying? How to permanently stop procrastinating. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Let's get it. 5 proven ways to work less and make more money. Come on, man. Wearable tattoos, man. That's gonna be some new shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to know about the future, man. 5 amazing wearable. Come on, man. Wearable gadgets. Shit is real, man. Down, subscribe to that. It's free. It's free. And we ain't gonna sell you nothing or nothing. All right. Second sponsor is this is not a joke. This is a real product that's coming out later this quarter. All right. Within the next 2 or 3 months. Yeah, this is happening. Yeah, and even got nervous because now we got deadlines. Thot repellent. The easy to apply spray to keep the hose away. Listen, we need this now more than ever. Now more than ever. I don't know if you heard about the homie. Some of the homies have been going through it. It's been rough lately. The homies have been getting, tarnishing my brother's reputations. And it's the Thots who are doing it. We got the homie. We got the homie. Somebody said Brandon doesn't take sponsorships. I don't. This is my newsletter and this is my I'm sponsored by myself. I'm sponsoring myself, man. Okay, fun fact. When I first came out with the supplement company years ago, I used to pretend that the first product, T-Rex, the fat burner, I used to pretend that it was like a big company because I wanted to think that it was like a bunch of like white people who like ran this shit. Like I wanted people to think it's a big company, not some nigga in Queens selling the shit out of his apartment when we started. So I pretended to be sponsored. I never had a sponsor. I sponsored myself from the rip because I'm that nigga. Anyway, I honestly believe it's the first black-owned supplement company around 2009. I honestly believe, and I'm going to say that until someone proves me otherwise. Anyway, Thot repellent. A lot of the homies have been falling victim to this shit. A lot of the homies, man. Now, I don't know if all your super chats go to research and development for Thot repellent because we need it more than ever. This will keep all the hoes away, but only the hoes, sluts, slut hoes, Thots, skeezers, skanks, tramps, Jezebels, and Puerto Ricans, right? It's also, but the good women, it won't affect them at all, right? You guys need this. It's been scientifically researched. You guys need it, and we need it more than ever. We need it more than ever, man. Hold on, don't show you. I want to see if I'm able to even post this shit. Hold on, what I'm about to say, man. Yo, so I don't know if y'all heard about Myron posted this. So I'm not like Myron posted this.
You're going to do it at 10 2 weeks.
I have been scammed in the past.
Yeah, but I'm a girl. I need to be more secure. If you're not making excuse, that means you are not willing to pay.
I would like to pay you for me for like an hour or so. It's not just to be funny.
Look, man, we don't need to watch no more of that. Thot repellent, man. This shit is getting out. It's just getting out of hand. You see, this is be the downfall. That's how they got the Tates, man. With some Thots. They got some Thots to spread lies about my brothers, man. Myron posted that. I don't know the story. I hit up Fresh and I was like, yo, let me know if you need anything, man. Shit's looking crazy out here. That's why we put together Thot repellent. All your super chats go towards the development. We're done with research. Now we're going to get this out to the product. Now this is a prototype. It's not going to be this big because we need to be able to get it through TSA and shit. You know what I'm saying? As you travel, it's not going to be this big. This is the first prototype of Thot repellent, right? We're going to have travel sizes, right? Because you're going to need this wherever you go. You're going to need this shit wherever you go, man. And I don't know why Myron posted that. I guess I'll get more information later. It's wild out here. Fresh didn't know about that. He found out that shit later, man. Had he had Thot repellent, wouldn't be in this predicament. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be all right, man. My brother, I'm sure he'll get through it. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll be an uncle. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what's up, man. A little Chinese African uncle. It's gonna be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? little Chinese. What is this? He's not African. He's Barbados. Bayesian. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be barber. I shouldn't be laughing. Because this can happen to any of us. That's why we coming out with Thot repellent, man. That's why we got to bring this to market. All your super chats go for research and development for Thot repellent. We gotta help out the brothers, man. Listen, guys. I'm telling you, man. You think it can happen to you? You think it happen to you? But every day, another baller falls victim to one of these Thots, one of these skeezers, stanks, Jezebels, harlots. You know. You think you got a good girl? She slept through you. She crept through your defenses, and next thing you know, your co-host is posting videos of her fucking for money. It's a classic story. Boy meets girl. Girl gets pregnant. Tries to fucking destroy your name on the internet, and your boy finds out she was an escort and then posts it on the internet. It can happen to any of us. It's a story as old as time. Those are my brothers, man. Those are my brothers, man. And that's why I almost feel bad that we didn't have this fucking ready before, right? Like had we had this out months ago, Fresh wouldn't be in this position. You know what I'm saying? I was too late. I failed. No. But if I'm being honest, we failed. Right? That's why all your super chats go towards. We need more super chats so we get this shit out faster. This shit is going. How many more ballers have to suffer before we can put an end to this and finally save somebody? How many more? Who else reputation needs to be tarnished before we get serious about bringing this product to market? How much longer? How much longer should we put up with this? There's a new Thot born every few minutes. There's a new Thot turning 18 every day. And she's coming for you. No one's safe. They got Fresh. Who else? Who's going to be next? It could be any of us. Not me. I got the prototype. I'm safe. Are you? I think we got some heroes who have already donated to the Thot repellent fund.
Yes.
I think we need to acknowledge these heroes.
We got Nate saying best 7 p.m. Tuesday money muscle mindset podcast ever.
There's a lot of truth in that statement, Nate.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of truth in that statement. I think the majority of intelligent Americans would agree with you.
We got Dylan.
Hey, big Dylan coming through with a hundo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congrats on 100. I've just got my third job, and I have some girls that work there that are doing fighting, I think. Yeah, fighting over me because of
all right, because of hey, that's what's up.
Yeah. Thanks for yelling at the camera for us to flex on the haters and stun on the hoes.
Hey, you're welcome, Dylan. Hey, listen, man, we're gonna get you one of these as soon as possible, man, because these hoes out here, they see you out here grinding, they see you on your purpose. Here's something about Thots. What they love to do is take you off your purpose, fuck up your money, life, reputation, and future. It's like that's how they get their life force. That's how they survive. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might be way too nerdy. This is like a deep cut. But like in the Spider-Man comic books, there's like these creatures that like eat the spider. They go across the multiverse eating Spider-Man. This might be some nerdy shit. I might be going too far, but they live off the Spider-Man. I might have went too far, but that's what Thots do, right? They live off the ball. As soon as they see you balling, they suck the life out of you. They suck the joy. They suck the fucking joy out of you. You know what I'm saying? They suck your potential out of you and use it for their own demise. And then they discard you and move on to the next. I'm telling you, man, this is what happens. You know?
You got the novel one. Rice bunnies are not as stable as prototype 30 pounds.
It's gonna work. Listen, it's gonna work. Rice bunnies. I think that was a racial slur. I'm not sure. I love all people, all races, genders, creeds, all of God's creatures, right? Except for Thots. They have to be stopped. First, I'm telling you, man, first it was the Mongols, right? Genghis Khan, it was going crazy, man. China had to build the wall. It was fucking shit up. It was crazy. I fuck with Genghis though, but we had to watch out for them. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, maybe they don't count because I fucks with Genghis. You know, one of my role models. First, it was the Nazis. We had to fight a world war to crush these motherfuckers. Now it's the Thots. Nazis, then Thots, right? And they're not relegated to one country, man. Like they are. They're like Al Qaeda. They could be anywhere. They could be a sleeper cell in your motherfucking neighborhood right now. A new Thot turns 18 every day, man. She's coming after you, right? What else?
We got Dimonte. Says, hey, Brandon, I'm a 20-year-old welder that works from 6 to 5, then school from 6 to 10 p.m., 5 days a week. What can I do as a side hustle or second job to make an extra 600
Shit, all you want is extra 600 a week?
Relentless.
Fam, anything? Like 600 a week is like not a lot of money. Like you can do anything, right? You know what I'm saying? Legitimately anything. You know what I'm saying? School from 6 to 10, 5 days a week. All right, so here's what you do real easy. Fucking download the Uber app, the driver version. Start driving, start picking motherfuckers up and dropping them off on the weekends. You do that shit 5 days a week, Saturdays and Sundays, man. Start picking motherfuckers up and driving them off. $600, man. Ain't. Listen, that's easy, man. We fucking fix that. You know what I'm saying? Uber Eats, you know what I'm saying? Let me show you, man. Hold on. The reason I'd be so excited about Uber and shit is because I remember when I was struggling, I fucking wish. Hold on. Yeah, we gotta protect him, man. We need that motherfucker. They coming after him. They're coming after him next, man. We need to douse that motherfucker. He needs to start bathing in it. He's getting too popular. You know what I'm saying? He gotta start bathing it, man. That's why fucking Joe Rogan had to move to fucking Texas, man. A lot of fucking ugly bitches in Texas, man. Fucking humongous bitches, man. You ever been down there? Fucking corn-fed bitches, man. Looking like I don't know how he survived in Los Angeles that long. You know what I'm saying? Uber drivers, man, depending on where you pay, $15 to $26 an hour, man, depending on where you know what I'm saying? Depending on where you at, you know. Salary includes salary, additional pay. Yeah, man. According to ZipRecruiter, Uber drivers in the United States make on average $19 an hour, man. Come on, man. Which is 30% more of the average national salary. When I was struggling, I wish I could have just drove people around and dropped them off all day. I was working, moving companies. You know what I'm saying? You know how fucking difficult that shit is? I wish I could just pick people up and drive them off, man. Sitting around. I'd have been doing that shit, listening to Brian Tracy and shit. Should have been lit, you know? Is today Tuesday or Thursday? Today's Tuesday. We got a market recap. All right. So, all right, this is another super chat.
Yes, and Romulus actually.
All right, cool. Let's get this
up.
Mm-hmm.
LBZ.
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah.
We got to save the brothers.
We got to save them.
Man, I'm over here grinding, bro. Hurry up and get this to the market. I need some now.
Yeah. You're gonna need. Listen, LBZ. I know you do, man, because you've been watching Victory. You watch every week. You hear, right? So I know if you're watching Victory Talk every week, you got to be coming up. Your money muscle mindset has to be improving. So what's gonna happen? The fucking thoughts. They can smell the success. They can smell this motherfucker. He's becoming more successful. He's on his path.
Yeah, she says. It says these hoes trying to tell me I'm working too hard. I'm getting to the bad.
That's a part of it, man. They want to siphon the potential out of you and stop you from accomplishing your goals, man. What they do is they stifle you. They take your potential, the potential energy you could have been putting towards your goals, and they force you to put it to them, and that's like the life force of a thought. It's like their life force. This is how they live and they multiply. Once they get it, and that's how thoughts are made. If they weren't born thoughts, some of them born thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like if two vampires have sex with each other, like the kid's gonna be a vampire. They're gonna have a vampire baby, right? Some vampires are bitten, and then they become vampires. What happens is a thought. She's around another thought. She sees that a regular girl. She's around a chick who's a thought. She sees how she's able to siphon the potential and success and money from a baller. She sees that and she gets the bug. And now she becomes a thought, man. They're multiplying, man. They're multiplying exponentially. And they're coming for you. That's why we got to get this out. Now, you got to stay on your path. Part of staying on your path is getting some money. Part of getting some money is investing. And that's why every Tuesday we bring on my trading mentor, the man who's helped me make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, the big homie, former hedge fund manager, Romulus, with the market recap. Let's go. Yo, Romulus, what up, man?
Hey, Mr. Brandon, everybody in the Victory Unit. So glad to be with you. Missed you last week, Brandon. Missed you.
Hey, man, you know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? We out here, man. Sorry, I was at Disney with my son, man.
Oh, there's nothing better.
Yeah, no, it was lit. It was amazing.
Better. He's still a little guy, and that's the place.
Yeah, man. Nah, he loved it. It.
Yeah, that's the place. We took the kids there. They were chasing after that Buzz Lightyear. A long time ago, they were chasing after that Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear still doing his thing. He still gets love out there. And I'll tell you what.
Oh, I'm sure. He's absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. So, yeah, we're thrilled. Tomorrow night, Brandon. Well, tomorrow, 4:15 Eastern. So, depends on where you are living, where you are hanging your Victory Unit Legion hat. But tomorrow afternoon, 4:15 Eastern time, Legatus Greg and I are doing another Traders Town Hall. And this one you will want to attend. You'll want to be there live. But if you're going to get there live, you've got to be in the Victory Unit Discord.
Yo, join the Discord right now so you can join. You're doing the free Trader Town Hall. We'll be breaking down a lot of shit. It's dope.
Tomorrow, 4:15. So as we get ready for that show, and we're very excited about it, we've got a couple of things, Brandon, that I think we should talk about tonight.
Oh man, you ready to unveil this?
Let's get it.
Let's go, man. Lay it on them, man.
Because we've got a lot happening here this week, and I'm glad that we've had an opportunity to talk. Most Tuesdays for the last several months, because we've been helping people stay on the right side of these markets, put money in their pocket, and avoid someone else taking money out of their pockets. And that's a critical part of it for sure. But you're looking at a picture right now, Brandon, of This is our federal government, our U.S. federal government, the U.S. government. I know people coming to us from all corners of the world, but this is the U.S. federal government and how much they will pay in interest to borrow money for a 10-year period of time. No matter what bond you are talking about, no matter what corner of the borrowing planet that you are discussing, every interest rate hinges around what you are seeing right in front of you, the U.S. 10-year.
Yeah.
Global benchmark for interest rates in the entire world. I don't know about you, Brandon, but I'm looking at something that just kind of keeps going higher.
It looks like it keeps going higher, Romulus.
It keeps going higher.
Keeps going higher.
Now, I don't know how much longer this thing can keep going higher until somebody cries uncle. Uncle Sam, but it's getting to the point where we might hear that screech pretty soon here. Because late last year, well, about a year ago even, the talk was 2024 was going to be the year of the interest rate cut from the Federal Reserve. Which means that this, instead of trending higher, should be looking like this over here. It should be going lower. And it's simply not happening. So whatever your plans are, whatever grand ideas you had at the end of 2023, there was probably a big dose of, yep, I need those interest rates to come down in order for you to accomplish that. And if that's the case, it's time for you to start rethinking your plans and reformulating your model for 2024. Because I know this, the big money, that's what they're doing right now. Now, we've been all over it. We haven't been all for that months and months and months ago where they were going to cut interest rates 6 times. We thought, maybe 2 later in the year. That's still a very distinct possibility. So we don't have to rework our plans over here in the Victory Unit Legion because we saw this coming just like a big fat red light on a clear day with no traffic on the road. That's what we saw coming. This is very serious. This is incredibly serious stuff. Everyone's kind of making light of it or passing it on or ignoring it even. I say ignore this at your own peril. These interest rates are going, they've been higher. Why are they higher? Well, that's easy. Because the other thing that we've been talking to you guys about for months is higher oil prices. So now that you're paying more at the pump, like we told you you were going to do way back in here.
Yeah.
We told you how to take advantage of these rising oil prices. Brandon and I don't want to hear you bitching because now you're paying more to fill your car. Because we told you that was coming. And we told you how to make sure that you were protected from this and profiting from this. Because if you're making money from the market and you're making money from higher oil prices, you don't care that you're paying more at the pump, do you? Well, of course not. It takes away the pain because it puts profits in your pocket. This is the night of the P, by the way, apparently. This night is brought to you by the letter P. Pockets, profits, and protection. So that's what's been going on in the big picture of the markets, but it still is not getting a lot of talk or a lot of conversation. How do I know that? Because when you look at the market itself, this is the S&P. Well, it's off from its highs from 3 weeks ago. It's not that far off. It's not like it's way down here in the basement. It's not dwelling in the cellar. It's off, but it's not that far off. There are other indexes in a little more difficulty. But for the most part, even if you look at all the sectors, all 11 sectors, for the most part, they're looking, pretty decent. They're kind of up here or they're close. This one's got a little more trouble, but they're up here or they're close to their highs. Maybe not this one so much, but that's where most of the market is right now. So we have a disagreement going on. We have a disagreement that is taking place between the stock market and the bond market because they both can't be right. You cannot have very, very high interest rates that are much higher than they were a few months ago and trending higher and a consistently rising stock market at the same time.
You know what, Romulus, when I looked at that, can you tell me where I'm wrong? Right, because you're the expert technician. But when I looked at that 10-year yield, I saw a rising wedge. Now, how did I fuck this up?
Yeah, I don't know where the rising wedge is, but this is a clear ascending triangle breakout.
Okay. No, I get it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, this is textbook.
I think I drew my shit later.
Yeah, because a rising
wedge,
wedge,
if I drew it like the other day.
a rising wedge would look Something like this, of course, it had to have a wedge, not a flat top.
Right, because it has a flat.
It would be
Okay.
coming after a run up.
Because when I drew, okay.
Because this ran down and then it started forming these higher lows and flat tops. There's another ascending triangle that we've been mentioning for a long time. That was oil. And that's how we helped you guys profit from this. That's how we helped you guys put all that money in your pocket from this trade, was we showed you this ascending triangle months ago and said, get into this as we are doing. And you guys all made money from it. If you didn't, make sure that you're attending the Traders Town Hall tomorrow.
Yeah.
Straight on that, because we'll make sure that you don't miss the next one. Okay. Because just because you see an ascending triangle in the interest rate environment, to make money from this, because it's a bond, is much more challenging than making money in the oil market for your average retail traders. It's a professional level kind of a trade. There's a lot of complication going on here with this. So you really have to be informed and educated about how to handle a situation that we are currently in. You currently find yourselves in. Yeah. So we can look at the S&P 500. Earnings are coming out. First, you've got this consumer price index, CPI. You should be familiar with these terms, with these releases, with these news reports, government or otherwise, if you want to stay on top of these markets, because the markets are so driven by what's going on in the Federal Reserve right now and have been for quite some time. It won't always be like that. 50 years from now, it'll be something else, but that's what it is today. So the consumer price index comes out tomorrow morning, and then earnings from companies like JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, they all start coming out this coming Friday. And the banks come out Friday and roll into early next week. And then after that, you'll get Tesla, Netflix. And then after that, you'll get Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta, and then so forth from the bigger companies, then the mid caps and small caps. And then of course, NVIDIA comes out. I don't know why NVIDIA, but it's an odd month. They're not kind of rolling with the rest of the general market when it comes to their earnings releases. But that looks a little toppy right there. That looks a little toppy right there. As a matter of fact, if you just want to look at a kind of a shorter term pattern in here, here it is. Let's go back to the candle. There it is. So this is kind of a double top that it broke down from. Let's draw the line. See that right there? So you got the top here. Okay. I'll show you the valley, which is right there. And then it broke the valley today. So that's a confirmed double top. And it did it on a little bit of a volume expansion. Okay. True. So this is reason to be concerned. Doesn't mean that the stock is about to drop to, $200 a share or anything like that. But it's a reason to be concerned. It's a reason to take some partial profits or tighten stops or take other professional action to protect yourself. Again, we're talking about protection. This is a reason alone to start looking at protection from NVIDIA if you're in the stock. Okay. Because the price of this breakdown would measure, fair amount lower than it is right now. Let's see. You got I drew my line a little cattywampus there. All right. So what's the top right there? The high of, hold on. So 960, call it. And what is that line right there? 860. So 100 points. So you're talking about right around in here as the potential drop target, 760 or so over the next 2 to 3 months from NVIDIA.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you put this together, Brandon, you got interest rates, and this triangle has a upside target of higher, and let's say this continues trending higher over the next 2 to 3 months. Doesn't have to be every day, of course. It won't be. Oil prices, consolidate and then trend higher a bit over coming months, and NVIDIA drops $100 a share. What do you think is going to be happening to the general market? Okay. Yeah. And you're just a few weeks away from the vaunted sell in May and go away type of period of time. We are out of the strong. We're ending the strong 6 month, November 1 until April 30. We're coming to the end of that. It has been a good stock market. It has been a good run, but the market's starting to demonstrate now for quite a while bearish divergences and other divergences that are going on internally and within the indicators that over the past at least have suggested reason to do what I just said with NVIDIA, and that start to act in a protective manner and not purely speculative.
Yeah, because Apple's been dropping, right? And Apple's so much of the market, Yeah.
So if the S&P, and I don't foresee a 30% bear market in the S&P over coming months. It is an election year after all. And if things kind of get a little tough on the downside, the Biden administration will start to do everything possible to protect themselves from the stock market route so they can try to win the election. So you do have kind of a floor under this, but the floor could be a fair amount lower. It could be 6, 8, 12% lower than the recent highs. That could be happening. And this could be over months. It's not days or weeks. We're talking, June, July, August, September period of time when that more likely could be unfolding. And again, I really would rule out a big 25, 35% downside disaster, but a 6, 8. And the thing is, this thing's been running like this for a while since mid-late October, and it has really gone up almost uninterrupted. The traders and the investors and the people out there that don't really know this kind of stuff, you just get a 6% pullback and they will feel crushed. They will not know what hit them. Of course, you look over the scope of time, the span of trading time, and a 6% pullback is it's literally nothing.
Yeah.
Literally like nothing. But you need to know how to, A, protect yourself from something like that, and B, profit from something like that. And that's why you need to get into the Traders Town Hall tomorrow at 4:15. And if you don't know how to do that, come to Discord, sign in, get in there, and we'll make sure that you know how to do that.
Yeah, let's get it.
Right.
Now, there's some other news, right?
Yeah. So another little thing I want to bring up, a lot of speculators out there. This is the YouTube trading crowd, the Reddit trading crowd, kind of looking for the Bitcoin to be the savior. And the, what do they call it? The halving is coming up. Just a little bit of time away. So I think you guys can you see the screen anymore, Brandon?
Yeah, we still see it.
Do you see the halving, or do you see your Bitcoin?
I see the Bitcoin.
All right. So I'm going to reshare. I don't know why this has to happen like this, but that's how it is. There. All right. You see this in a second. All right. There you go. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So in 9 days, 22 hours and 57 minutes, Bitcoin will do a halving, which means we don't need to share this anymore. That if you're mining Bitcoin and stop. If you're mining Bitcoin and you used to get 3 for every problem you solved, after that date in 10 days, you're going to get 1.5. So the supply of the fresh Bitcoin gets cut in half. Supply demand economics 101 typically spells out a higher price potential. If the demand stays equal, you cut the supply, you should see a higher price. It's all hype, though. It's nothing but speculation. Again, there is no reality to Bitcoin. It's nothing more than a speculative toy. But it is going higher, and I own this BITO, and we are up huge on this trade.
Yeah,
we are up monster on this trade. This is monster wins for the Legion in just a couple of weeks. And if you don't know how to make money in something like this, you bought it low. Well, that was only part of it. We performed some Legion magic on this in order to enhance our return. And it has been working like Merlin himself waved his magic wand over this, and we are banking that sucker. Also,
and the reason, and it's like, just to be clear, right? One of the reasons, you correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the reasons we choose to instead of just buying the Bitcoin, we do the ETF is because we can sell options against it.
Oh yeah, it was a couple reasons. We were selling the calls, and we collected the fat dividend back in here as well, and that paid off nicely. So a couple of things, yep. And then people who cannot buy Bitcoin straight or crypto straight, like in sometimes IRA accounts, sometimes it depends on where they have their trading account. You can't buy crypto or Bitcoin. So that's one of the reasons we did this. But people could have bought Bitcoin straight, and also they're up a lot from when we got into this as well. Another thing that we've been into that has been, look at that. Just up and away on the gold. Woo! Yeah, that's been us too. That's been very much us. We took full advantage of this. We bought this back here when it was in this consolidation range, quite a bit lower. And now we've got a bunch of bank in our gold trade as well. Took a small profit in protecting this because it's extended to the upside. And as we always know, Brandon, nothing moves in a straight line forever, does it?
Nothing moves in a straight line, man.
Nothing moves in a straight line. So you got a lot of stuff happening here. Really, the bottom line is tomorrow afternoon, 4:15 Eastern time, come and join us for Traders Town Hall. We're going to be talking in a lot more detail about things that we discussed tonight. Plus, we have a special announcement for everybody that we will be revealing tomorrow. So join us for that.
All right. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. Oh, you're going to announce it on the live.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Can I ask you about a few individual stocks?
But you can ask me for more than that.
All right, Lululemon.
All right. So this one got its skull cracked a couple of
Didn't
weeks
it?
ago. I guess the earnings competition, people buying other products, whatever. The business model fell out. So the
They
stock
beat earnings.
Well, they did. I mean, that's why it's green, right? But you know what happens?
Yeah,
They don't beat them by enough. That's why
it's so insane to me. But yeah, I get it. I understand that this
Well,
happens.
you got to know the inner workings of Wall Street. You got to know how to work behind the scenes with this stuff.
Mhm.
So this one got cracked in the skull a couple of weeks ago when the earnings came out, and it's continued lower. And it looks like even here it's not finding support quite yet. That it wants to go even lower still. So it's kind of in free fall right now. You see?
Is it free fall? It's a falling knife, huh?
Yeah, you see that right there. I mean, this is really in free fall right now. And I would just let this one up or down or sideways. I wouldn't be involved in the stock. I wouldn't short it anymore because it's already kind of played out the downside in terms of the high probability outcome. But it does look like it would meander lower on a somewhat consistent basis over coming months.
Oh man, I was thinking maybe it's oversold.
Yeah, short term. That would be I would take a trade only on that, maybe for a day or two.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like that. I also had Google all-time highs, man.
Yep. Google whoops. Let me crack that back. So Google all-time high, they're starting to make chips that compete against NVIDIA. And so is everybody. Meta's making their own chip here pretty soon. I own some of this one, Amazon. This one hit a new multi-year high earlier today. They're making their own chips, and that's part of the problem for NVIDIA. Intel, which is really the one of the oldest chip companies in the world, they're making an NVIDIA competitor, and it was only a matter of time before that type of profit started to attract the sharks and everybody else. So that's what's going on in Google land. After earnings comes and goes for all these banks and big tech companies over the next 2 to 3 week period of time, I would be looking more likely than not. We'll have to see how it plays, but I would be looking more likely than not to take profits on these and look to start playing the short side on weakness from the weak sectors of the market for a summer down pullback.
All right.
Yeah.
Celsius.
Yeah. Getting on the drink on. Not that kind of drink. Different kind of drink. It's not a Hennessy. Yeah. It's one that gets you fired up. So this one looks fine. It looks fine. Yeah. It makes a run, pulls back, holds support, and is continuing to hold support. So
nice little pullback and then normal.
Healthy little pullback. And I mean, it didn't go low enough where I'd say add to it, buy more. I'd like to see it go a little lower on that one. But if I'm in it right now, I'm not selling it. Let it keep going.
I wouldn't have been tripping if it went lower, man, because I was going to buy more,
But we didn't get a chance. We didn't get a chance to buy more. And that's all right. You and I talked about this for months that the whole time that it's tripping along the 200-day, this was week after week after week when it was here. We said, buy it. And here it goes. And so now, you got to look and say, thanks for the money. And let's
we just hold it.
Yeah. So
just hold it. All right.
There we go.
I feel like I've been asking about this stock every week. Chipotle.
Oh, yeah, CMG.
Is it time to are we going to get in this, or we just haven't had an opportunity yet?
I don't see the opportunity for me. I mean, I like to get a little bit of a deal.
Yeah.
Like I said, with the market looking a little higher risk than average in terms of historical precedent.
Yeah, we missed it, right?
I'm not in a hurry to buy something that's already up so much like this. Because you could get Lululemon pretty fast.
Yeah, I was in it like early, but it ran up so fast. I got assigned when I was selling costs, I guess.
Yeah, sure. That's all right.
It happens. You still make money. You still make money.
That happens. And now there's 10,000 ways to skin this market cat. So you just keep moving right along with everything else that we have going on in the Legion. And you'll learn more about that, everybody, tomorrow at 4:15 in our Discord.
All right, man. Listen, Romulus, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Great to be here. You guys, Brandon, you and I will talk as always very soon. Have an awesome night.
For sure, man. Thank you, brother. All right. Peace. Y'all know I'm a shareholder in Celsius. Hope y'all got in too. If y'all would have got in when I was telling y'all to, you'd be way up right now. Way up right now. All right. What I want to get into today, right now, I want to get into some tips. It's been brought to my attention that I don't talk enough about fitness, and I got some fitness tips that I want to share with you. In this, is it habits, some fitness habits, and this is what we call habits of a winner. All right. Well, remember this. That was from nothing. All right. Oh fuck. All right, let me make some room over here. Okay. In this video, I want to show you guys how to. In this video, I want to show you guys how to stay in shape when you're traveling, when you're on vacation. Whatever you got going on, when you have to leave your home, a lot of times your diet can get thrown off. And I know and then it's difficult to get back on track. I'm gonna show you how you can stay on your pet. I'm gonna show you how you can still adhere to your diet even while you're traveling. And I'm well suited to tell you this because, this over the last 5 years, I've taken literally hundreds of flights. There was 2019, 2018, I was taking about 100 flights a year. Now I take somewhere between 100. I take somewhere between 50 and 100 flights every year. Like I'm basically every other weekend I'm gone. And, I also, I'm gone at least every other weekend, but sometimes it's more than that. Like some months I'm going every weekend. Sometimes I'm going during the week. And I got the idea for this episode because I was at Legoland with my son. Well, first we went to Disney World, then we went to Legoland, right? And, Orlando doing all this shit. And I'm in the Legoland, that hotel. The lobby is like fucking Chuck E. Cheese. It's fucking mayhem. This kid's running over throwing shit. It's like the lobby is like walking into a Chuck E. Cheese. And they have a restaurant in there, and I'm eating with my son, and then I go to the bathroom. Son's still there with his mom or whatever, and I'm walking in the bathroom. I see one of my fans, a Brandon Carter fan. You guys are everywhere. I love it. And he said, "Hey, what's up, man? You here with the family?" I'm like, "No, nigga, I'm just on my Lego shit." You know what I'm saying? I just feel like getting nah, man, I just like to fucking build, so it's only right. But I'm here with my son. And so we talking. Then another dad came up to me with his kids. We take pictures, and he's like, "Man, how do you stay on your diet when you're doing stuff like this?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I figured a lot of you guys will want to know how to do that, right? So there's a few ways to do it. First step is you got to track your macros, right? Track macros. Number one. I know my handwriting sucks. Don't make fun of me. I have dyslexia. If you make fun of me, God's going to punish you. You got to track your macros, right? So here's what you do. You download MyFitnessPal, right? Super simple. Set it up the way you want it. You can set up your goals, and you can. And I have it set up like this. You get the premium version, right? Where you can see. I can see exactly how much I eat every day, and it's like this every day. Like I have every day on here. Like I don't fuck around, right? And I track everything I eat everywhere I go, right? So I can, because I'm tracking my macros, I just got to make sure I hit the calories and the protein. Those are the main things that concern you. You don't have to worry about keto. You don't have to worry about eating healthy or none of that shit. The main thing you need to focus on is the macronutrients and the calories, right? You want to track everything you eat. The cool thing about MyFitnessPal is you can actually you can scan the labels if there's a label, right? If there's not a label, sometimes you can put the food in there. Like if you're eating chicken wings, right? You can just put chicken wing a black guy will pop up and show you. No, I'm just kidding. It's like you were like been chicken wings, and you know it has like an estimate of what the average chicken wing is, right? And if you want to get really crazy, you can do what I do. I didn't bring this with me. Just hold on for a second. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back because I forgot it. Right, so I keep one of these little man bags around. This is one. I have like 18 of these, right, and each one of them has a food scale in it, right, and I just keep this with me everywhere I go. And if I can weigh the food, I just weigh it wherever I'm at, and I plug that in my fitness pal, and then it's like, this is the key. This is how I'm able to stay shredded and travel like literally all the fucking time. And still look like this when you motherfuckers leave for a weekend and you're like, oh, I fill out my diet, and then you just fucking give up, right? It's super important. It's super important. Get you a food scale. You can get one off Amazon. Neem, I'm gonna send this to you. You can post it somewhere in there. Let me send this. I'm gonna text it to you. Just gotta find. Hold up. Oh, where is? Send me a text right quick so your shit comes to the top. This is how you know it's live. People say, is this live? Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. For whatever reason, your number doesn't show up on the computer. It only shows up on the phone. All right, cool. Boom. They can get themselves one of those. That's the food scale I got. Yeah, let me see if I can bring it on screen. Oh, all right, that's whatever. But this is the food scale. $6. $6. You know what I'm saying? No big deal. I could have this shit tomorrow. $6. We're gonna post it in the description. I keep this on me everywhere I go. I don't go nowhere without one of these. This is not that the one I type is not this exact same one. I have several, right? $6, right? So track your macros, and you're gonna do that with MyFitnessPal. And a food scale. And a lot of times people see me doing shit like that. Man, you don't have to work that hard. You don't have to track everything you eat. You can just eyeball. You don't need a scale. Listen, here's the thing. You don't have to do that. You can be in shape without it, right? But if you did this, there's no way you could fail, right? So I'm not trying to stay in shape. I'm not trying to look like this at age 40. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make sure it happens, So it really just depends on how serious you are about your goals, right? If you're not that serious, that's okay. It's fine. Just, it's whatever. Don't worry about it. Right? Track your macros. Now I could just stop there. That's it, right? But another thing you need to do is track the calories you burn. You got to track the calories you burn, man, because it's really just all calories in, calories out. Right? What's the best diet, man? Carnivore, keto, fucking vegan? What? Yo, calories in, calories out, homie. I do keto for some other reasons, right? Outside of body composition, right? But you track the calories you burn each day. And the way I do that is with the Whoop. I'm sorry. The way I do that is with the Oura ring. I used to wear this thing called the Whoop, but it looked kind of nerdy, especially if you like wearing a suit or something cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, you look like a motherfucking cyber bully with that shit on, man. But it's fine. The Whoop works. Apple Watch works. Fitbit, any of that shit. But I use this because it just blends in with all my attire. And then what I do is I have will this work? Let me see if I can pull this up. Hold on, give me a second. That's how you know it's live. So I can show like this part of my habit tracker, right? And I just plug it in. I plug in how much protein I had each day. This is my habit tracker in Notion. I'm not going to show the whole thing because I don't feel like it. But I just, every day of the month, right? I type in how much protein I get because this is really what's important. Protein. I just slept all day that day. I was tired after the vacation, and then I track how many calories I consumed each day, the protein, and then I put in how many calories I burned each day. As you can see, I'm cutting, right? And the reason this is so important is because at the end, if you show it again, but like move my face to the other side so they can see. Right, cool. You can see the sum total deficit is 10,362, right? If you want to, every pound of fat you want to burn, you have to burn 3,500 calories. You get what I'm saying? So like you can gamify this shit. It's like it's all math. Like life is just math. Everything is math, and this is the simplest part. So I got how many calories I consume each day, how many calories I burn each day, and then I'm getting enough protein to maintain the amount of muscle I have, like more than I need to add. I'm averaging just under 200 a day. I should probably get a little bit more, but this day kind of really fucked me up. Right? That's how you can see how one day can fuck you up, though. You know what I'm saying? And like you can't lose if you do this. So I do this even when I'm traveling. Now you may be thinking, what kind of food sources do I eat? What do you eat? Yo, it really doesn't matter as long as I hit my numbers. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't matter. Now I have my own macronutrient setup. Keto makes things a little easier when you're traveling because you don't have to be worried about the different food sources, right? You don't have to get weird about it. I can actually eat a hot dog with no bun, right? I was at the fucking park. I said, yo, let me get 2 hot dogs. And I just ate them without the bun, put that in my Fitness Pal, hot dog with no bun. I knew what was up. You know what I'm saying? And it was actually the perfect macros for me. It's hard. Sometimes it becomes difficult to get, like if you have a diet that calls for low fat, that's where shit can get fucking difficult. But keto is high fat, so it's super simple. You can get high fat shit anywhere in America. If there's one thing you can get in America, it's high fat food. And then I can go to a steakhouse. I can go anywhere and just get a steak, some green vegetables. I'm straight. I can eat anywhere with it. So keto makes things a little easier. I understand that I do have an advantage in that regard. But I remember back in the day when I used to work with Connor Murphy, and he did this shit too, man. He was the only other motherfucker I seen. He was maniacal about this shit. Like he had a food scale, and he would actually weigh the condiments. Like if he was using ketchup, he'd weigh how much ketchup he had and put it in my Fitness Pal. But that's why he looked the way he did. You get what I'm saying? And but he was on a low-fat diet, high carbs. Just it worked. It was just a little bit more higher degree of difficulty in my mind, but it just works. Right. So track how many calories you burn each day. I mean, track how many calories you can. Oh, fuck. I didn't want that color. So track your macros and your calories, right? Track your macros and calories. I should have wrote that there, but whatever. I'm saying it, so fuck it, right? And then track how many calories you burn each day. And then it's just math, bro. It's just math. Now, some of you may be thinking, hey, these fitness trackers, they're not 100% accurate. Nothing's 100% accurate. Guess what? Food labels aren't 100% accurate. The FDA allows food labels to be 20% off in any direction, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get within a range. Nothing is 100% accurate. We're trying to get it within a range, and we're trying to keep that range as tight as possible, right? Because what's the alternative? Just put anything in your mouth indiscriminately and just hope for the best. That's what you've been doing, and you fat as a result. But the more we can be within the range, the better, right? I know these numbers aren't 100% accurate, right? But it's, you know, that's why I'm overshooting. I know I'm burning something. I'm definitely in a deficit. Even if it's not a 10,000 calorie deficit, I know it's a deficit, right? I know I'm in the right range. Hope this is making sense, you know? All right. Now, what if you want to make it a little easier? Right? I know some of you aren't going to do the shit I just said because this is borderline psychopath shit. I understand. If you're not going to track your calories, and let's be real, most of you are not, you weaklings. You're not hardcore. If you're not going to track your calories, there are two methods you can do that are easier. But they work the same way. Right? They're still going to put you in a caloric deficit. It's just you're still kind of just hoping, right? It's not as accurate as what I described. It's not as accurate as what I do, but they will work for people. And I've trained a lot of people and I've helped them this way too, right? You can do intermittent fasting. Hold on. You can do intermittent fasting, right? IF, right? And, you know, 16-hour fast. Meaning you fast 16 hours a day and you have an 8-hour feeding window, right? And you do that every day. And that will basically, well, the reason that works so well is because for the most part, unless you go fucking crazy within those 8 hours, you start eating candies and cakes like a fucking child, right? Excuse me. You should be in a caloric deficit. Just because you shorten the amount of time you eat, right? It's not enough time to truly overshoot your calories too much. You should be, right? You can still fuck this up if you eat candies and cakes and shit, you know, if you're eating a bunch of bullshit like within 18 hours. But if you're eating like a reasonable adult, not like a child, you should be good with intermittent fasting. You should find that beneficial, right? The other thing that works, and I know you motherfuckers hate this, but it's keto, right? Because with keto, right, there's 3 macronutrients, right? It's fat, protein, carbohydrates. We're cutting out one of the macronutrients, right? So you're basically cutting out a food group. Most of the time, that puts people in a caloric deficit. You can still fuck it up. Like if you eating that butter coffee shit, butter and bacon shit, like, yeah, you could fuck it up. Now I know you guys hate keto for whatever reason. Like some people hate keto. And one of the things I always hear is, man, no athletes do keto, man. Athletes don't do keto. First of all, you're not a pro athlete, fag. Right. Sorry. You're not a pro athlete, bitch. I don't know why I use that word. I ain't got no problem with gay people. I went to a gay wedding, man. The homies got married back in the day. You know what I'm saying? All right. I ain't got no problems with them, man. I don't know why I said that was a fucking forced habit. I'm trying to not say that shit because it's not cool, man. It's a little gay kid right now watching this shit, man. Like, oh man. And now he's fucking crying and shit because his hero made fun of his sexual preference. I don't care who you have sex with, man. You know, like you guys can do whatever you want, man. You can have sex with, it's none of my business, man. Anyway. In fact, I'm glad, no Diddy, I'm glad when the guys decide to be gay, when they end up gay, because, hey, man, less competition, right? And what we don't want to do is compete with gay guys for women. These motherfuckers, they clean more than us. They got, these motherfuckers, they can dress better than us. they fucking more well-groomed. The gay guys in the gym be in the best shape. We don't want to compete with these motherfuckers women. Let them fucking do their own thing, man. We should be encouraging them. No Diddy. All right. I digress. Don't add that in the video. But a lot of people say athletes don't do keto. First of all, you not a fucking pro athlete, motherfucker. You a guy, right? But to your point, even that's wrong. Check this out. You
There's like 500 calories in 1 pint of beer, and I'd go out and I'd drink a minimum of 18 of those beers. Then I'd stop off on the way home and have pizzas, kebabs, chocolates. So what I do to lose weight is I go on a no-carbs diet, put my body into keto shock. I was having tons of meat, cheese, mayonnaise, bacon, eggs, sausage. I was thinking, this can't be a diet. I'm not going to lose weight on this.
And you lost weight.
I lost the weight. I lost it all. There's like
I'm just saying, Tyson Fury did that shit to lose weight, but right before a fight, you know, he's a pretty successful pro athlete, you know, but whatever. It works, right? And here's the thing, man. It's like, I know people hate keto, right? But, you know, there's just like a lot of fucking benefits to it. One is just easier, especially when you're traveling, because you can get keto-friendly food anywhere, man. Like sometimes I go to McDonald's. And just, like fans be shocked when they catch me in McDonald's. What's Brandon's Carter's in McDonald's? He's not keto. No. I'm getting double cheeseburgers without the bun. Perfect keto macros, man. I'm just eating double cheeseburgers without the bun. Plug that into my MyFitnessPal, and it's there. You can type in double cheeseburger, McDonald's double cheeseburger without the bun. It'll show up on my MyFitnessPal. Hot dogs without the bun when I'm at the game or some shit. Chicken wings. I can fucking any steakhouse in America I can eat. It just makes it super simple to adhere. It's a super simple diet to adhere to. But I'm not trying to push that on you. I know you guys all hate keto. You know what I'm saying? But I do want you to know that, you know, it has benefits outside of body composition. I'm not trying to push this on you. I'm just giving you the facts. A lot of times people be asking, like, Brandon, you look so young. What's your skincare routine? It's just keto, right? Just keto, man. You know, here's a whole study that shows that, you know, keto helps with acne. You know what I'm saying? You can read this shit on your own time. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm just giving you the facts. You can do whatever you want. You know, here's another study that shows that keto improves keto can improve athletic capacity, endurance, fatigue, recovery during, you know, it's just organ prevention, right? Organ damage prevention. You know, it just improves athletic performance, man. You know what I'm saying? Here's a study that shows that some guys in this study, the fucking keto group, they were just trying to build muscle. They built more muscle, lean body mass. Right, you know, lean body mass increased to a greater extent with the low carb ketogenic diet, right? That's what that stands for, compared to the traditional group who just had regular shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they gained more muscle on keto. I'm just saying, this is what this study is. I'm not saying you're going to gain muscle on keto. I'm just telling you what the study said. I know you guys fucking hate this shit. I'm just telling you, there's a study right here that says people gain more muscle on keto. I'm not saying you will. I'm not saying that it's going to work for everybody. Some people die if they eat a peanut, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, here's another study showing that ketogenic diet can improve athletic performance. If I can't click on it. Oh, you know what? Here's a little. People say, man, keto will lower your testosterone. I hear people say that, but like, here's a study. Maybe they don't know, right? It's a relatively new study, 2002. You know, we're like 2022. Ketogenic diet improves testosterone serum levels, results from systematic review and meta-analysis. I mean, just it's kind of just right there. All the keto haters just. They either they don't know or they're just omitting this. I mean, they're just like disregarding this research. I'm just giving you the research, right? I'm on testosterone replacement, but I'm fucking old. I'm 41. If I was a pro athlete, I'd be retired. You know what I'm saying? Right? Fucking Father Time is undefeated. But here's just a study. I'm showing you the math. A study. But the main reason I like to do keto. Keto is this is not a study. I gotta find a study, right? This is an article. It shows ketogenic diet improves cognitive function. That's an article, not a study. I keep meaning to replace that with the real study. Right? It did. We'll just do one more. You know what I'm saying? This is a study showing that ketogenic diet improves longevity in mice, right? It's just in mice. So, right, it's not a human study. We don't have human studies on it, right? But include that these mice lived way longer and they were way healthier. It improved lifespan, longevity, and health span in mice. Fucking carb mice were dying, dropping like flies, right? And it's just another study, energy, people, energy, man, this is it's not saying that keto gives you more energy, but there's a study showing that carbohydrate consumption can lead to fatigue. It's a whole study. University of Nevada Journal of Public. I'm just showing you the studies. I know you guys hate the shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's safe, right? Here's a study that shows that ketogenic diet, long-term effects of patients. We'll just skip to the conclusions. Present studies show the benefits of long-term ketogenic diet. It significantly reduced body weight and body mass in the patients. Furthermore, it decreased levels of triglycerides, cholesterol, blood glucose, increased levels of HDL, cholesterol, the good cholesterol. Administration of ketogenic diet for a relatively long period of time did not produce any negative side effects in patients. I just want to repeat that. Administering the ketogenic diet for a relatively long period of time did not produce any negative side effects in patients. Therefore, present studies confirms that it is safe to use the ketogenic diet for a longer period than previously demonstrated. I'm just showing you studies. You guys can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? It just makes it so much easier when you're traveling, though, because now you can eat anywhere, like literally anywhere. Now you can still do that if you're just tracking your macros, right? So one thing I do, if you're tracking your macros, I remember back when I used to work with Connor, it's like we'd be like, where you want to eat? He'd be like, man, I don't have my scale on me. I just need to go to a restaurant where they have like a standard menu, right? So like TGIF Fridays or some shit, they have their meals in MyFitnessPal. You can put it in there, and it's like it's a rough estimate, but you can do that. McDonald's has like it's all in MyFitnessPal. You get what I'm saying? So like you can still do that. If you're not going to do keto, then you got to do intermittent fasting. If you're not going to do keto, right? That's cool. You can track your macros. You got to track your macros. If you track your macros, calories in, calories out. I mean, I do keto and I track my macros because I'm not trying to leave nothing to chance, right? But intermittent fasting, if you want to just do that and not track your macros, if you're not going to track your macros, you got to do either intermittent fasting or you got to do keto. Those are the only ways I've seen people lose weight without tracking their macros. Right? That's the only way I've seen it happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, here's another study that shows ketogenic diet can increase immunity. Ketogenic diet can improve your immune system. I haven't been sick in about 7 years. I've been on keto for 8 years. I haven't been sick in 7 years. My girl had C19. I'm eating off her plate, kissing her in the mouth, having unprotected interracial sex with her. And, all 3 times while she had COVID, I took no precautions. I never even tested positive, man. I'm just giving you the facts and studies and some of my own experience. I'm not saying it happened. It will work for you the same way. I'm not saying one diet is right for anyone. Some people die if they eat a peanut. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. You want to do whatever works best for you, man. Someone says TGIF chefs don't give a fuck about the recipes. They don't, man. Especially if you do Chipotle or something. You go to one of these restaurants, it's a bunch of Mexicans and Puerto Ricans in the back cooking this shit. I know. I've worked in the restaurant industries. I know that. That's why that's how I learned Spanish. You see, hombre. Mesa Nueve. Pronto. When I used to manage restaurants, that's how I learned Spanish, right? They just throwing this shit on. They ain't giving a fuck. That's why I keep the scale with me. So I'm not leaving this shit to chance. I'm just giving you some other options. You're gonna have a wider range of error, of potential error if you're going off that, right? I'm trying to keep that range as simple as possible. You know what I'm saying? And this is how you stay in shape when you're fucking dieting. And this is how you stay in shape while you're traveling. From someone who travels a lot. I'm telling you, between 50 and 100 flights every year for the last, I don't know, 10 years in a row. And I'm fucking always hopping on and off a jet, doing shit, making moves, getting money all around the planet. Every continent but Antarctica, man. I'm out here getting money. You know what I'm saying? And you can do the same and follow your diet if you follow these steps. All right. I think we got a super chat.
Yes. We got Germ saying, I'm starting a website to host a bunch of multiple clothing brands. How would you go about marketing this? Thank you for all the help.
Man, unless you know some information I don't know, that sounds like that shit ain't gonna work. No, for real, man. Clothing is difficult because it's like you competing with everything, right? So like, why should they buy your clothing brand? And you're gonna multiple clothing brands, like what are you gonna have on there, right? You know, that they can't get from somewhere else. Now you're competing with like fucking malls and Macy's, and you gotta have a real, I would say, if you want to make that work, unless you have some information I don't have, I probably wouldn't do this idea. But if you got some information I don't have that makes it a viable option, and if you're committed to this idea, you got to have a real unique selling proposition. You know, it's got to be a reason. Like maybe you got all the skater brands, or you got all the hip hop brands, or some shit. I don't know, man. There's got to be a reason they're gonna pick you over the mall or fucking Amazon or that brand's website. You know what I'm saying? Like if I want some fucking Lululemon, I'm gonna go to Lululemon. Like watch, you gotta have a compelling reason why they're gonna come to you instead of the other shit. And I cannot fucking think of one. That's why I say you probably got some information I don't have. I hope it's just not a cool idea, right? I hope you really listen. If it's just a fucking cool idea idea you think is cool, don't do this shit, man. I'm telling you. No, but only do this shit if you got some information I don't have, right? That's gonna set your shit apart. You already know what the USP is. Right, but clothing is like one of the fucking. You can make a lot of money in clothing, but it's like you're competing with everybody, right? Like if you want to start an athletic clothing brand, like you competing with Lululemon, man. You know what I'm saying? You competing with all. It's the only way I've seen that work. I've someone who started a few clothing brands for different athletes, and they were all connected to like big influencers. So if you got some shit like that and you got the exclusive shit, then maybe I can see it working. But if you ain't got a USP, man, do not do this idea. I'm telling you, it's gonna fail. It's gonna fail, bro.
Good deal, BBC. I tried keto before and I know I'm doing something wrong because I always end up in the keto flu feeling tired. What advice you can give me to make me be victorious this time around?
All right, there's a few things. So the reason keto works, one is because you're gonna eat less. Right, that's one of the main reasons it works as far as body composition is concerned. Right, you're going to eat less. That's one of the main reasons it works because when you're in ketosis, you're not hungry. So what happens is some people don't eat enough. Right, so if you want to make sure it works this time, track your macros and make sure you're at least getting enough fucking macros. I remember there was this kid who worked for us a long time ago. So he was the old cameraman back in the day. And he wanted to lose some weight, so he's doing keto. He's like, yeah, man, it's like, I'm tired, but I'm not hungry. I'm like, well, you don't get really hungry on keto, right? And but you will get tired if you don't get enough nourishment to sustain life, right? And and I was like, how much did you eat yesterday? and he wasn't tracking, so we kind of had to like ballpark it and add it up, and then we put it in my fitness pal. This motherfucker ate 1,000 calories, right? He weighed like 200 pounds, but he had 1,000 calories. Oh, no wonder you hungry, motherfucker. I mean, no wonder you weak, right? You didn't eat enough. That's the beauty of keto, right? Because keto, it decreases hunger, right? So think about it. Like the fucking nerds, they always say, man, you don't have to do keto, just calories in, calories out. You just, yeah. But it's easier to consume less calories if you're not hungry. And that's what keto would do. Keto would like doing keto will make you not hungry. In fact, I got a study to show this. I just sometimes I just sit around collecting keto research. Yeah, I don't know what you guys do for fun, but sometimes I just go around collecting studies on keto. Where is it? Where's the one? Do you see it, Nemo, on my screen? The one, hunger. There's one study on hunger. It might be up front. The second one, oh yeah. So, bam, it reduces hunger, right? So it dramatically reduces hunger. So sometimes people don't eat enough, and then they get weak, and they think it's the keto flu. They're just weak, right? And then because they haven't eaten enough, because as studies show, it reduces hunger. So if it is all calories in and calories out, wouldn't you like to fucking restrict calories without being hungry? I would. You just got to make sure you eat enough. Like, I'm never hungry, right? And so it makes staying lean pretty easy if you're not hungry. You know what I'm saying? Not starving, at least, right? The next thing you want to do is you want to increase your electrolytes. So the thing about keto is you're going to lose a lot of water weight as well. People will say it like it means nothing, right? But losing water weight is dope. It makes you look better, right? This is why bodybuilders fucking dehydrate themselves before they go on stage, because you look better when you lose water weight, right? Anyway, it's not fucking negligible. But when you lose that water weight, you also lose a lot of electrolytes, right? So you want to add more salt to shit. Drink more salt. You want to drink more salt. I get them LMNT drinks. It's, shit that Huber White Man be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Gatorade has electrolytes. You get the no sugar Gatorade Zero. It doesn't have as much as the limited tea. So I drink a few of those a day. Anytime I start feeling a little weak, I just drink one of those. I'm straight. I keep them in my bag. I'm straight. I keep them on me. I drink a few of them a day. You could just straight up drink chicken broth or something salty. I put extra salt in my food. I put fucking hot sauce on everything. Louisiana hot sauce. That's my favorite. Yeah. Yeah, man. But also you can take what is this shit? Ketone. This shit. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me see, man. I'm not, as you can see, I'm not paid to endorse it. I be buying this shit. You know what I'm saying? 15 times. I be buying it. They do send it to me sometimes. Like, these the homies, right? But this shit, it tastes like gorilla piss, but this shit gives you like a ton of energy, man. But what it does is it's like, a lot of times when people get the keto flu is because when you're eating carbohydrates, your body converts those carbohydrates into glucose, and that's some of the fuel that your body runs off of. In the absence of carbohydrates, there's no glucose, right? And your body has to adapt to keto. And when it means adapting to keto, when you're on keto, your body will convert fat into ketones, and that would be the fuel that your body runs on, as opposed to glucose, right? But it takes a minute for you to learn how to do it. So this really helps. Like this or any fucking exogenous ketones will really help you when you're fucking first starting keto. It will really help you like adhere to it. The closest thing you can do this, what I'm about to tell you guys, you can do this even if you're not on keto. This is a fucking pro tip. You get some MCT powder. MCT powder, any exogenous ketones, maybe not this one. You can get some cheap ones, right? And some different ones. Any exogenous ketones, a powder kind, you get them from anywhere, right? And pre-workout. Mix that in a bottle. Drink it on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. It is the closest thing to cocaine. You drink it on an empty stomach and don't eat after it. Just stay on empty, especially if you're doing like intermittent fasting or something. I used to drink that shit when I was intermittent fasting. It is the closest thing to cocaine I've ever come across. MCT powder, pre-workout, and exogenous ketones. Not this one. This is not good for that recipe. This is not good for that. This I just drink it on its own. It's the closest thing to cocaine. No, Adderall is the closest thing to cocaine. This is the closest thing to Adderall. That combo. All right. those some good tips. Oh, big splash on them. What up, man?
What's up, Brandon? Shout out to Thot Repellent. What are some good books you've read and podcasts you've listened to recently? Loving the podcast. Shout out to Nima as well.
Hey, thanks, Nima. You know I'm listening to Huber White, man. You know what I'm saying? All the time. You spend that knowledge. Other podcasts I like. I don't listen to a whole lot of podcasts anymore because I don't know. I just don't have as much time to consume as many of them. You know. Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts anymore. It's the Huberman podcast. You know, I'll put that on if I'm working on something that's not cognitively demanding. He just had an episode with the homie Cal Newport, the big homie. You know, so that's a good one. Still the Tim Ferriss podcast. I still like it. You know. And that's it, man. Some of that other shit be either fruity or like too manosphere. Like I don't like extra manosphere. I'm like, whoa, I get it, bro. Methinks the lady protests too much. You know what I'm saying? We get it, bro. You're a tough alpha male. All right, bro. We get it. If it's got a curse word in the fucking title, I'm probably not fucking with it. And he said he asked for books. Y'all read this? I've been reading this book recently. It's called Alchemy by I forget the motherfucker, Roy something. Alchemy by Roy. This shit is you'll like it a lot because you're a marketer. Alchemy. Yeah, that shit. That one right there. Alchemy by Rory Sutherland. Rory Sutherland. That shit is hard, bro. All of Rory's books, man. Rory's a G, man. Straight up. Rory's he's the man. Like that's a new recommendation.
Jeremy's actually back. He asked about the clothing brand. He's saying they would be underground small brands that focus on creativity and experimental design, make lots of one-of-one pieces, ethically made, etc. Thank you for the advice.
Man, I'm super fucking afraid for you, bro. I'm panicking inside because my brain tells me this is ain't gonna work, but I be wrong sometimes. Like when Trippie Redd came out, I was like, nah, this can't work. He looks like a garbage pail kid. You know what I'm saying? This can't work. and it worked. You know what I'm saying? When Lil Pump first came out, I was like, no, this can't work. So I be wrong sometimes. Right? And I hope to God I'm wrong. Because it sounds like you're marching down the path of failure, of imminent failure. But I might be wrong. And I hope I am. I don't want to discourage you if this is like a real dream of yours. But if it's not something that you fucking really want to do, your heart set on it's like a fucking dream, man, I really would like you to look into another more viable fucking small brands. They're not gonna bring you traffic. It's like I don't know, maybe though, but maybe, right? Maybe I could be wrong. Like if you would have told me in fucking 2000, in the year 2000, listen, I'm gonna come out with an app where motherfuckers gonna check it out, man. Motherfuckers gonna have strangers pick them up, them and their children, and drive them there and drop them off, getting strangers' cars, and they're driving them. I was like, motherfucker, that sounds like a fucking some date rape shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna work, right? And what the fuck is an app, right? I would have said Uber wouldn't have worked, right? So I could be wrong, but I am terrified for you. All right,
I got Jacob asking, how How do I become a winner like you? It's consistency and focus, having a specific vision and going for it, or more than that. All the books, personal training, balling out. How do I get on that path?
It's super simple. Like life is simple. It's just math. It's just math, right? Like if you wanted to make more money, you can do it right now. Like how many hours a week do you work, right? Boom, double that. You'll make more money, right? It's just math. You'll make twice as much money. You double your income, right? It's like life is so simple. I want to do a video on this. Life is simple. These fucking hoes that tell you to collect crystals, pray to horoscopes and shit. It ain't that complicated. The motherfucking manosphere motherfuckers that tell you, man, you gotta fucking make your bed and never jag off or watch porn. Man, I made millions of dollars jagging off multiple times a day, watching all types of porn, wacky shit, man, weird shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Still made millions, right? Like it's just doing the things that you're supposed to do, right? And staying on a path, right? So you got to figure out what are the leading indicators for accomplishing your goal. Track those indicators and follow them consistently, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if you wanted. It's super simple. Like if you were trying to grow a plant, you fucking plant the seed, you water that seed, tend to the garden, it's going to grow. Doesn't matter how many times you jag off. Doesn't matter what the horoscope is doing. Doesn't matter how much sage you burn. You know what I'm saying? The plant is going to grow because you're doing the things that make it grow, right? And it's like that with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like these fucking weirdos and make this shit more complicated than it needs to be. And they fucking confuse you. Life is super simple. It's all math. You know, I'm going to break this down for you more. Check out my video on
Leading indicators?
leading indicator video. That should help you out. You know what I'm saying? There's a video or I think the productivity hacks one. That would be easy one for
okay.
That'll be easy one for him to locate. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think I have a video called leading indicators.
No, what he can search Brandon Carter leading, it's going to search from the description because we have the time.
Search Brandon Carter leading indicators. That video will fucking put you on the right path.
All right. We got Alex asking, if you were an 18-year-old in this day and age, what would be your path to success? Thanks, Brandon.
Hey man, you're welcome. So when I was 18, I was a sophomore in college. And if I was 18, I would still be a sophomore in college. I thought college was fucking amazing. I know all these guys tell you it's a waste of time. Yo, I really suspect that these motherfuckers were dorks in college, right? I was shit. I went to school. I went to Howard University. It was 12 girls every guy there, man. It was an amazing time, right? You know what I'm saying? It was amazing. And I just fucking, I loved it. And I learned a shitload. Larry Ellison would come teach some of our classes. The billionaire, founder of Oracle, would teach classes. The CEO of Verizon taught some of our classes, whose name escapes me. And you know, it was fucking dope. I got internships out of it. Like I was able to work with Abbott Laboratories in their marketing department one summer, and then the next summer I worked in their sales department. It was fucking dope. The whole shit was dope. It's just, all the guys telling you not to go to college. Listen, maybe shit is different. I went to college 20 years ago, right? So maybe shit is different, but they had to be dorks because that shit was amazing. That shit was just fucking out amazing. And they might be just trying to sell you, maybe, hey, don't go to college, buy my shit. If they tell you not to go to college, do they have some other shit to sell, an alternative thing for you to sell? Just statistically, people go to college, make more money. Like you can look up the stats. Then they always reference debt, but you can go to a state school for like 10 grand, bro. The average in-state school is 10 grand. You don't have to go no debt for 10 grand. You can make 10 grand a year working at Foot Locker, fam. You don't even got to get a good job. You can make 10 grand a year working at Starbucks, man. Fuck out of here. What do you do if weight loss stops on keto? So okay, you got to start tracking your macros, right? Because a lot of times people, they do a real dirty keto and these motherfuckers are eating a bunch of butter and a bunch of high calorie shit, and they end up in a fucking surplus, you know. And also, man, how consistent are you? You know what I'm saying? How consistent are you, bro? I don't know. Start tracking. Let's track how consistent you are. Because you're probably gonna, if I was in person, you would probably be saying, I'm pretty consistent. That ain't enough, homie. That ain't enough. Like you brush your teeth every day, or most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like you fucking you bathe every day or most of the time. You feed your kids every day or most of the time, right? You know what I'm saying? I only eat 20 calories of meat. 200 calories of meat. I have to find out more. There's a reason it's stalled, right? Because if you're only eating 2,000 calories, yeah, how much you burn? But at the same, like you burn like 200 calories just living, right? Like just like 2,000 calories just keeping your organs alive. I don't know, bro. All right, I'll answer one more.
Chief Tattoos is asking, I'm a tattoo artist, but I appreciate all you do. Is it possible to re-engineer your business model to sell courses to aspiring tattoo artists? Basically a course for tattoo apprentices ran by me.
I think there's a way to do it. I would have to think about it, but I know there's a way to do it. And some sort of course, I can see like a lot of people want to become a tattoo artist, being interested in that, I can see the potential in it. I'd have to think about. There's tons of different ways you can run that. You can run it like a mentorship program, or you can run it like you just sell a course, write an ebook. There's a lot of things you can do, but a lot of people would want to know how to get into that field. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that working. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to give some more thought into it, but there's definitely a way to do it. I don't know exactly how, for sure. All right, guys. But it has potential. I don't want to. I can't think of exactly. I can't come up with a game plan for you right now. But it has that idea has legs. I think you can make something happen with that. All right, guys. This has been another episode of Victory Talk. If you haven't already, make sure you join, subscribe to the newsletter, Big Money Methods, because you got every week you're gonna get free. You're gonna get an email with articles on methods that help me make big money, written by me and the homies, man. Sign up for that newsletter right now, and I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.